Welcome everyone to Sector Spotlight, where we just saw a nice fresh breakout here on XBI. So as always, make sure you go on to statsedgetrading.com, sign up for the email list. I got some cool stuff on the way for you guys there as well. But without further ado, let's take a look. So this is the candle that got me interested in XBI. We had a nice solid breakout here yesterday, filming this in the morning. The idea was I wanted to go back and see how significant was this little move, because right here on the daily chart you can see it pretty clearly. The high was put in the beginning of the year. We spent most of the year chopping around, and then we had this nice little breakout on XBI, which again is Biotechs. Now if we go over to the weekly chart and you look back a little bit, you can see how significant this breakout becomes, with a high back here and then a high over here and then a high back here and here. So this has been one of the laggard sectors. If we go over to a monthly chart, you can see this is nowhere near all-time highs like a lot of the sectors are. But we notice often that when you're in a bull market, you have this rotationary period where you have periods where XYZ sector does well, but then at some point people take profits on those and they want to put it into something. In bear markets, people sell things and they go to cash. In bull markets, people sell things and they buy other securities with them. So this breakout here on XBI is looking very interesting to me. So I'm going to stock this one as well. And just a little tip for you guys, if you go into any website and you just Google XBI holdings, all of these holdings have to be publicly announced, and you can always find what these ETFs are holding. So you can always go through and take a look at these companies if you want. But noticing things like this IOVA with this massive move out of this giant low base right here, a lot of this starts to make sense to me that we may be getting this turn. So for the next week or so, I'm going to keep my eye on Biotechs. How I use these sector spotlights I think is important, so I'll talk about that for just a quick second. But the idea is simply, I'm not just going to go out and necessarily buy the ETF, although I could, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. What I'm going to do personally is when I'm going through my scanning now, if I see something like a stock, IOVA, before it moved or something like that, and it's in a biotech sector, it's way more interesting to me now, because I know we've had this biotech breakout, and I think that could lead to a further move in biotechs, which means that any stock that I like that's from that sector has, in my opinion, a greater chance to move as well.